Do you remember when I said that the wax program was eat up with bots and buying software and hackers or whatever it is that you want to call these people? I know that you remember that, right? And I remember it so vividly because I got so many hateful comments based on that, right? I mean, we're always accusing the bots, or I think one of my favorite ones was that I am trying to compare the NFT to cryptocurrency, but it's not mineable, which I never said it was mineable. And what was the other comment? Oh, that they're nothing alike, even though I'm not the one that puts that comparison on them. The people who are into them are the ones that add value by saying they're built on the blockchain, like a cryptocurrency. Not myself, but I'm going to label this one as the Funko. Let's see, how are we going to wait? The Funko. How do I label this one? This one's going to be labeled the Funko Wax Debacle. No, that's not what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the Funko Shop Debacle, the Funko Bot Debacle, the Funko Discord Debacle. Now, the Funko Discord Debacle is just that, right? So what happened is when Funko decided that they were going to team up with Wax must have showed them these really cool ways to not bog down your system, right? I mean, so I know that you've all seen it lately. We've seen all the channels that are complaining about the Batman Day drop and how that was a huge disaster, right? I mean, it was a monstrous disaster from day one, from the start, right? They put you in this waiting room now, and you sit in this waiting room until you can get into the buying lobby to get the product, to get through that. Now, I'm calling this the Funko Discord Debacle because the group on Discord has discovered that they can get past the waiting room. And I say discover, but I'm sure that they already knew this. I'm sure that this is nothing new to them. I'm sure that because we pulled these guys from the Wax platform, right, that you sit in the waiting queue so that you can go buy your NFT. This group has discovered that they don't have to sit in the queue, that they don't have to wait, that they can bypass that waiting room and go right into the lobby. Now, this is going to explain a lot. I mean, this is going to explain so much. When I say that this is going to explain a lot, suddenly the light bulb's about to go off. Now, when the light bulb goes off, I want you to think about this for a minute. So now they put you in that waiting room before you can get into the lobby. But while you're in this waiting room, the times can fluctuate, crazy amounts of fluctuation. And what I mean by crazy amounts of fluctuation is, hear me out. So I just recently picked up The Nightmare Before Christmas, and this was the very first drop where they did this crazy waiting room that you went into. When I went into this crazy waiting room, it told me that I had a 15-minute wait. Now, in this 15 minutes, the time would go from 15 to 14, and then it would go from 14 to 15, and then it would go from 15 to 14. And it probably did that for almost a solid 30 minutes before the actual timer started to go down. Now, I know that they're going to say that the 15 minutes was an estimated 15 minutes, but what was happening to their estimation that was changing exactly what was going on? Why were they having such a crazy change in what was going on at that moment that the 15 minutes turned into 45 minutes? Well, the Discord group is jumping the waiting room and getting into the buying lobby. So look at the waiting room like a red light. Funko put in this red light in place because what's happening is we're crashing their website because we're overwhelming it with too many people at one time. So they put in this red light, and in this red light, when it turns green, it only allows so many people in to buy. And then once they buy, the red light turns green again, and then more people can come in and buy. And then it turns red, and you get the idea, right? It does that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until the product is sold out, right? And so it does that back and forth, back and forth. Meanwhile, there's people skipping the waiting room and going right into the buying lobby. And this Discord group was not shy about letting everybody know that they were skipping the waiting room. As a matter of fact, they were posting it all over social media while they were doing it. They were putting it on Instagram, they were putting it on Facebook, they were putting it on Twitter, they were putting it on every social media platform that you can think of, rubbing it in all of our faces that they had hacked the system to buy the pops before we could. Now, I say hacking, and I know that right now you're screaming and saying that it's not hacking. This is a mild form of hacking when you have decided that you are going to put something in play to move around a process. You have just hacked the process when you start jumping it. Now, this is contrary to everybody's belief that there's no buying software. There's none of that in the Wax program. There's none of that now in Funko, and none of our community is talking about this. I'm not sure why they're not speaking about this. It almost makes me think they may have sold out to Funko. No, maybe they didn't. Maybe they did. But it seems awfully strange to me that everybody's been so quiet about this Discord group that has just been flaunting the fact that they jumped around the lines to buy everything before you could get in there. But they bought a bunch of pops that didn't sell out. So I want you to think about that for a minute. If it's any relief to you whatsoever, just know that they bought a bunch of pops that did not sell out, with the exception of the die-cast Batman, but we all expected that one to sell out anyways. And they're also going to put it back on the site again at some point, so maybe people like myself that can't stand in front of the computer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we have jobs and things that we have to do, that we can't just stand there and wait. Maybe we will get a chance to get this pop before it's over with. But Funko could fix this, and I want you to know that Funko could fix this, but Funko is a capitalist company. And when you're talking about capitalists, I think some of us are confused on what capitalist really means. Capitalist means that they're for profit, right? I mean, they sell items for a currency that they want to accept at a profit. They don't care where the currency comes from as long as they're making a profit, right? That's the simplest form that I can put this in and to make sense. But Funko could fix this in a very, very easy way. All Funko has to do is start announcing when they're doing the drops again. Don't do that stupid waiting room. Let us bog down your site and then figure it out. But I think the problem with that is we don't necessarily know how many problems that creates for them on the back end when it bogs down their site. Does that create multiple orders? Does it mess up shipping? What does that, what happens when that happens to them? And that's something that we don't know. But they could clearly start announcing when these drops are. Quit the stupid waiting rooms. Quit getting involved with the Wax program. Look, they've been eat up with bots since day one. Everybody in the community knows it, except for, listen to me, don't get this twisted. Except for the flippers. The flippers are going to tell you that this doesn't exist. The flippers are going to tell you that there's no buying software. The flippers are going to tell you that the Wax program is 100% legit, even though they know that it's not. But it doesn't make sense for them to tell you the truth. So when someone tells you anything other than the truth, you should start looking at their motives. What are their motives? Why are they telling you this false information? There has to be a motive. And the motive is money. Before we get out of here, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and become part of the Wayneko crew. I truly appreciate you coming and hanging out with me, and have a good one.
Jesus.